Unfair, Dan Snyder. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed, Dan. Dirty Dan. Andre is literally always, in some way, shape, or form, involved with the misogyny war in this show. Why I love him so much is because he brought the good out of everybody. He had better storylines than Andre did. Why couldn't Andre get that either? Hey y'all, it's Harriyanna and I'm back with another video. I am the captain, you are not my first mate. You got that? You got that? Good, you got it. Okay, moving on. Hello, my name is Harriyanna and I like to make content based off nostalgia and family and children entertainment and all the issues that I find within those spaces. Before we go any further, yes, I am aware of the BS going on in America right now and I just hope everybody's doing okay. Please take care of yourselves. Don't let this consume you. Like, I'm just done. I'm just tired of it. And one thing about me is that I was going to record something else today. I planned on doing something else, but I can't get this off my mind. So, you know, you guessed it. Today's video is going to be about race. Because y'all not learning and we got to keep having these discussions, okay? We have to. Before we go any further, hello, y'all know, if I'm feeling myself, I gotta show y'all. So today's fit, also this video is also kind of sponsored by Nicole Cosmetics. She makes a lot of natural vegan makeup products and they are so good. I'm in love with this pink lip gloss. Let me show you guys what it looks like. This is what it looks like in here and it's like, excuse my chin acne, I'm sorry. This, you know, I have to wear face mask all the time, so chin acne, but really cute soft pink color. I really do enjoy this one right here. NEC Cosmetics. I will have her store linked down below. Okay, moving on. What else I got on? I got the braid going on. I got the jumbo braid going on. I got my hair trimmed. I got my hair straightened. I don't like wearing straight hair, so I put a braid in. And also we're wearing merch. I'm pretty sure y'all know who this is. Do I need to explain myself? Y'all know who this is. Oh, hey. You don't know who it is. That's Tim Riffersary. He's great. Y'all should go check his channel out. Or not. I don't know. I'm just playing. Go check out his channel, y'all. He makes great content. Moving on. Speaking of merch, I'm having my own merch line called Harry by Harriyannahook. It is going to be an accessory line, okay? It's going to be similar to Icings and Eclairs type store, you know, those kind of stores. And like I said, I'm going to put them out of business, okay? So y'all, please go support Harry by Harriyannahook. Go subscribe to our mailing list and go follow us on Instagram at Harriyannahook. All of that will be linked down below. Moving on is Patreon. Please go support me on Patreon. I offer a lot over there. Exclusive behind the scenes content, early access, and a lot of other things. You get access to my Discord server. So please go support me on Patreon if you can. If you can. Last but not least, The Progenies. The Progenies is a Descendants fan series that I am currently in the process of making with a few other people. We want to give the Descendants characters a better storyline because the one Disney Channel gave them was really bad. So yes, please go support The Progenies. I will have the link to our pilot down below and a link to our Instagram page down below. Boom, we got the self promo out of the way quick. I'm proud of me. Pat on the back. Pat on the back, Harriyanna. Pat on the back. Also, this like sweater, this shirt, I ordered a large. I didn't think it was gonna be this large now. So it's like my hands keep doing this. So I'm just like, ugh, it keeps sliding now. But we're gonna make it work. We're gonna make it work. You guys love my Victorious content and I enjoy making it. So, you know, we're gonna make another Victorious video today. Today's video is gonna be all about Andre and why I feel like his character was wasted potential, because they could have done so much more with him and they did not. And that's just a big problem I find in a lot of Dan Snyder shows, okay? Like, it's an issue. It's a really big issue. He don't know what to do with his black characters. His, not black characters, his black lead characters. It's just, they're kind of just there existing. Like, even Charlotte from Henry Danger plays into this. I feel like Game Shakers was a bit of an exception, but that's not really saying much because the way the black men on that show are portrayed is pretty poor. So I think just taking on Andre for now is the best way to go about it. Like I said, Dan Snyder does not know what to do with a lot of his black leads. Andre Harris, everybody likes to argue that he is the best character in Victorious, and I understand where you guys are coming from, and I do agree. But let's look at the source material. Let's look at the source material. Andre Harris is actually one of the first black characters that we meet in Victorious. He's actually one of the first characters, period, that we meet in Victorious. So I went into the show thinking that he was going to have a lot to do more with the plot and that they were going to have a lot of fun with him. I thought wrong. And I'm not saying that they didn't do anything with Andre, because they did a lot with him. But what they did with him compared to what they did to everyone else, what they did with the white kids and the light-skinned boy, I'm aware that Beck is mixed. That's why I called him the light-skinned boy, because he is light-skinned. It doesn't hold up. It's not up to par. Andre Harris falls into the token black kid trope that many kid shows, including Dan Snyder shows, use all the time. I have so many videos of me just going off about how I am just tired of the token black kid trope. Usually the token black kid is dull, but here, Andre, he's not dull whatsoever. And I strongly believe that it has to do a lot with Leon Thomas III, the actor who plays Andre, because the material there, it wasn't good. It wasn't all that great. It's actually really whack, if that makes sense, because a lot of the storylines that Andre had were not that interesting. It's like when I was talking about Liv and Maddie, one of the worst shows ever. Don't watch it, but watch my review on it. I mentioned how Parker and Joey like the most interesting characters, but they had the most boring storylines, and that right there just has to do with the actors. Andre Harris was great because Leon Thomas III was great at playing him. Like, they gave Andre the messiest and driest storylines. Like, it was either or. It was either messy or it was dry. But for some reason, it always worked with Andre because Leon Thomas III played him so well. But even though Andre is a great character, like, hands down, like I said, one of the best characters in this show, he didn't really have character development. He just stayed the same the entire time. Like, while all the other main characters changed, even Beck's boring ass changed, Andre just stayed the same. And I'm not saying that his characters changed in a good way, because I feel like everybody got worse as the show progressed. But Andre just stayed the same while everybody else changed, and I didn't think that was fair. Victorious is not one of those shows that pretends that the events in a previous episode didn't happen. So I don't know why they wanted to. You'll see where I'm coming from. You'll see where I'm going. Like, if you actually watch the show in order, you will see how the characters are slowly starting to change over time. Which goes into my main point of the video. This video is going to be a slight review of my favorite episode from Victorious, Jade Gets Crushed. I say slight because this episode's not going to be a full-on review, because I just am talking about Jade and Andre in this episode and the people that interacted with them. Like, I'm not talking about Kat and her stupid storyline. Like, no, I'm not doing it. Basically, in this episode, Jade is helping Andre out with his song because Tori is not available to do so. Usually Tori is there to help out Andre, but because she was so stressed out with what she had going on, she wasn't there to help him. So they told him to ask Jade, and he's intimidated by Jade. Like, he even mentioned that she's scary. He said that Jade was scary, but they were like, you know what? Give her a chance, see what happens. And it was beautiful. It was really beautiful. This is actually the only episode where I like Jade. Like, the only time I ever like Jade is when she's with Andre. Like, he brought the best out of her. And it was also really nice to see that Andre had a good storyline outside of Tori. He did have storylines with Robbie and Beck, but Beck is honestly a really lame character. Like, y'all gonna hate me on that Beck video. I know there's a lot of Beck stands out here. Y'all gonna hate me, like, on the bed. What am I saying? Y'all gonna hate me on the Beck video like y'all hated me on the Robbie video and how y'all hated me on the Jay video. But Beck was freaking boring, and every time they put them together, I was just like, no, it's like watching paint dry. I can't do it. And y'all know I just hate Robbie. Robbie's just terrible, and you can always tell that Andre was really annoyed with Robbie. But anytime he was paired up with the girl characters, that's just something that I noticed. Anytime he was paired up with the girls, I was interested, and he seemed to enjoy them a lot more than he did hanging out with the guys. Like, his storylines were always so dry compared to what he had going on with Tori. So the only person I really like to see him interact with on this show is Tori and the girls. Him and Jade didn't really interact much up until this point, but when they did, it was nice. It was pretty nice. Like I said, Andre was like the only person Jade was nice to. And I love that we got an entire episode about just them together. Like, they had amazing chemistry together, and we actually got to see Jade in a nice light. Like, we actually get to see that Jade's actually pretty nice. Like, when she's not acting a fool. Like, I honestly feel like Jade was just putting on a parade for everybody else around her. A part of me really believes that she didn't act like that. I just felt like she did what she did because she wanted attention. When we actually got to see her calm down and do something that she enjoys because Jade likes to sing, it's nice. It's a really beautiful change, and it was so good to see that Andre brought that out of her. And Andre, why I love him so much is because he brought the good out of everybody. It was a really nice Andre-centered episode. But that's it. That's it. And you want to know why?
It doesn't fucking mean anything.
Thank you, Tariq, because I couldn't have said it better myself. It means nothing. It don't mean nothing. It doesn't mean anything. And you want to know why it doesn't mean anything? Because they go on the rest of the series acting like it didn't happen. Jay Gets Crushed is the 29th episode of the series run. There are 57 episodes. So you know what? We're actually going to take a look about what happened in the show's run after episode 29 because it's extremely disappointing. We had the Christmas episode, which was very Andre-centered, even though he wasn't in it that much. The episode was about him. And that episode is honestly like one of my least favorite because I just thought it was kind of lame. Like, I thought it was kind of boring. It was just about how they wanted to get Andre a good gift and how Andre wanted to help Beck, like, sleep. Like, it's just not a good episode in my opinion. It's actually one of the show's weakest points. Yeah, I don't recommend the Christmas episode. I think because it was a Christmas episode, that's why it's so interesting. And I'm not big on Christmas specials anymore. I find them really dull. That's another topic for another discussion that I should have done in December. But moving on. We have Andre's horrible girlfriend. I don't want to go in any detail about this episode because I'm going to get extremely angry. Just know that this episode is extremely disrespectful. Andre's horrible girlfriend reeks misogynoir. That episode alone is just going to get its own video in the future because that episode pisses me off so much. Like, Dan Snyder, what part of you thought it was okay to do that episode? Because it's unacceptable and it's disgusting. It had a great song though. We got to see Andre work his sing-songy magic. We got to see that. It's an amazing musical number in that episode, but the episode there is just bad. Then we have The Bad Roommate, with the episode where Andre is basically kind of annoyed and fed up with his mentally ill grandmother, and then he moves in with Tori and he starts getting on her nerves. Another episode that reeks misogynoir. And why every time this show has to do with misogynoir, it has to do with Andre. Like, Andre is literally always in some way, shape, or form involved with the misogynoir in this show. And that's it. Those are like the rest of the Andre heavy centered episodes for the rest of the show's run. Episode 29 and then 57. We only get about 2 Andre centered episodes. That's it. And it did nothing. It did nothing. All the other white kids and the light-skinned boy got to have extremely wacky, crazy, whatever. They had better storylines than Andre did. Why couldn't Andre get that either? They got more episodes than Andre did. Like, they got their own character-focused episodes. And Andre was always just there to be the comic relief character, like a lot of token black characters are. They're just there for people to get giggles and laughs. That's literally what Andre did a lot of the times when it came to him being involved in the other characters' lives. Unfair. Unfair, Dan Snyder. You should be ashamed. You should be ashamed, Dan. Dirty Dan. And their storylines that they had them change as people. Like, we saw Beck and Jay break up and get back together. Like, I'm talking about, like, this isn't even before episode 29, Jay gets crushed. This is, like, after. Like, all the characters went through so much during this time period. Like, we saw Beck and Jay break up and get back together. We got to see that Jade was actually starting to like Tori and warm up to her. Now, the thing about this, I will die on this hill. I will die on this hill that Jade has a crush on Tori. I will die on that hill. Y'all don't fight me on that one. Why does somebody have a freaking go-kart outside my house right now? It is 40 degrees. Go home. It's cold. We saw that Robbie was wearing Kat down. We saw Kat was becoming more and more mentally unstable to where her family left her. Trina got more thirsty and annoying, okay? Like, even Psychowitz had better character development than Andre. He wasn't even one of the main six. But Andre just stayed the freaking same the entire show's run. And it's disappointing. Everyone loves to talk about how Andre is the best character on the show because he's the only one out of the circle that isn't problematic. I agree. I do agree with you guys are saying. Like, I love Tori Vega. I don't care. I am Tori Vega trash. But I will agree she's problematic and she has done a lot of messed up stuff. People love to hype up Andre because he was extremely unproblematic and the friendliest of the group and was never involved in mess unless it had to do with his white and light-skinned friends getting him in trouble. But the reason why Andre wasn't terrible is because the writers didn't do much with him. And compared to what they did with the other characters, it's like Andre got nothing. He got little to nothing when it came to having better character development. I hate to say it, I hope I don't sound ridiculous, but they played Andre Harris's character way too safe. They played it way too safe. They played it safe to the point where he didn't grow at all. And I personally don't even know if I wanted Andre to do something messed up like the rest of the characters did. Because literally everybody in that circle did something bad at some point. I don't even know if I would have been okay if Andre did something bad because he's the only black character. He's the only black lead character. There are other black characters that come in and out of the show's run, which is another problem with the show's diversity. But Andre is the only lead black character. And he did nothing wrong. And he didn't do much of anything to begin with. I agree. Andre's a very likable character. But what makes him so likable is because they didn't do much with him. Like Tariq said.
It doesn't fucking mean anything.
It don't mean anything. Because it doesn't. They go on about their lives acting like that didn't happen. And that would have made the show way more better if they actually did something with Beck and Jay's relationship. Like, if they broke up and she started talking to Andre, I don't care. He was always talking about, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't want to be like a bad person. You know, I'm like, listen, Andre, you know good and well that relationship is trash. You know good and well that relationship is trash. And you just sitting here watching them both get horrible. Okay, Andre. But I'm just going off and I'm just ranting right now because I'm just thinking of how they could have made Victorious a better show. But you know what? Who am I? I'm just a little black girl that likes to talk about kid shows for all that care. So yeah, if you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to follow me on everything. Go follow me on Twitter, go follow me on Instagram, go follow me on Tumblr. I still use Tumblr. Yes, I am that girl that still uses Tumblr. Okay, please go support my shop when I have it launched. I am working so hard on it to make sure it is good and ready to go. I love you guys so freaking much. Please go watch our pilot for the Progenies. Have that link down below. But yes, I love you guys so much. Please stay safe because this world is a hot mess right now and I'm just really stressed out about it. I'm just kind of over everything right now. I thought I'd go to bed, see that it got better. It did not. It did not. But I love you guys so much. Please stay safe during this crazy time. I love you guys. I said I love you guys so many freaking times, but I truly do love you guys. Thank you for watching, and yes, have a good night.
Girls will just blow your mind. Buttercup like villains 3 at a time. Bubbles will smile while kicking your butt, and Blossom will lead them out of their rut. Cherish and Powerpuff, 2 of a kind. Both wanna save the world before bedtime. From Townsville, Memphis, New York to LA. The Powerpuff Girls are just here to stay.